today we are going to show how to submit an import declaration with the free circulation and no special procedure code, and with the declaration type D where the goods have not arrived at the port, and we'll be applying the tariff preference and it's being exported from Spain. So to do the declaration, we have to click the add declaration option in the add list. Then what we see is we need to choose the declaration type. Category is for free circulation H1, and we have goods not arrived standard declaration we are making, and we have selected the exporter from Spain. Yeah. So if I go next now, I can enter the commodity code. I can type in the commodity code. So what I will do, I will type in the commodity code to show how we can enter the details of a new commodity code if it's not already in the master list. So if I click and search the commodity details, then I can see the details of the commodity, all the requirements for that commodity from HMRC website. Now, if we want to apply 0% VAT, which we need to because there's only one option, we tick to that, and we don't need to select payment method because of the 0% value. We want to apply tariff preference because of the origin from EU. So if I click that, yes, and the code for preference is 300, and I select that. I don't want to select the payment method again. I don't need to because then with the import controls, we need to meet all the requirements. So we need to answer all the questions and select a document for each of the import control conditions, like animal health certificate, import control site. Now, in our scenario, you will have, or in your scenario, you will have to choose the applicable scenario. For example, if there's a waiver applied, we'll choose that. Otherwise, or we can see all these certificates on the HMRC Tariff Tools website. But so if I select waiver in this case, I'll select add new document, and I will say CDS waiver. Yeah. And I don't need to choose a status for that because if I'm applying one document, I need to apply in the document ID section and choose the status. Size, I'm saying in this scenario, I'm saying that this does not help. Again, if in your scenario, if it applies, you will choose the options accordingly. Since I have already saved some of these documents in the system, I might have some of them in the list, in the master list. So I'm applying that code. Otherwise, I can choose add new document, and most other times it shows me what is the requirement for that particular site's document, and I can just save it. Similarly, for the import control on the sealed products, I can say whether I need a certificate or there should be a waiver code. This is a waiver code for that, which is I'm just simply selecting the basic scenario because not all certificates might apply in my case. I can say a new document, and I don't need to select the status in this case. And I'll go for the organic products. So again, same process. I add new document, or I can choose from the list I have already got. Just to keep one thing in mind is that if an ID changes all the time, then we need to make a new document each time because we'll be entering a new identifier for that. So I'll select that, no, and if I go back to item details, I have pre-filled some of the values there, but I will highlight some of the features of the platform just to make things quicker. So we have item value, and we select the amount in euro. We got net weight, gross weight, packaging quantity. Anything marked with star is a mandatory field. We can't leave that blank, and that's a mandatory requirement. But there could be additional mandatory fields which might apply, but that's depending on the scenario. We might have to provide additional information. If I go back to valuation information, this is where we are selecting this for sale and purchase outright. They are being exported from Spain. There is a preferential origin we applied at the tariff level. If we see at the item details, commodity details section, we said we want to apply tariff preference 0%, 0% tariff preference. Hence, we selected the preferential origin from Spain. They are for free circulation, 4,000 code as an example. and there's no special procedure code. If we want to select, we can select from the list the applicable status applicant. Then we have to apply, when we have valuation method, it's valuation method 1, the transaction value, because we have got the invoice and we know the values of the goods. And we need to select the invoice number and status. If I go now, we don't want to do additions, deductions in this example. It's fairly straightforward, and then we don't need to do duty override. But I will do one thing, that we want to say that this is importer's knowledge to prove the preference, that we know as importer that the goods have originated from Spain. To do that, what we do, we add new document. Similarly, we select the category U112, which is importer's knowledge, and we need to select the status and add to the list. Since we have already added to the list on top, I'm not doing that, but we can do that by adding, click add to the list on top, or remove here and add again. So I can add new document to them. There is one previous document required. In most cases at the item level or header level, we require one previous document, which could be a container list, delivery note, or commercial invoice, billings. We need to provide one of the documents. This is the requirement on CDS in most of the cases. So what we do, we select the type of document like Z, commercial invoice, and we enter the invoice number in the box there, and enter the number of item on the filing list. So we just choose that. Since importer is declaring, so we need to enter the importer's know that importer is the declarant. In this case, we enter the statement AI code there. There could be different requirements for different AI codes, but we'll cover in different scenarios. Going next from here, we have border transport, meaning we're saying the nationality of the transport is Spain, it's a road transport, and it's not in container. Arrival transport is optional, and they are arriving at Dover Eurotunnel. And this is very important, where we apply the GVMS AI code just to make sure that goods are detected in the GVMS system. If we don't enter this declaration will not be applicable, will go through the GVMS system, they will not be detected. So it's very important we select this code. We don't want to any badge, because Dover port is non-inventory link port. Otherwise, we might have to select a badge, which we have to enter in the system. We'll cover in a different video. If I go next from here, I'm saying that the delivery term is DDP, trade terms, and Incoterms, and we don't have any additions, deductions, or previous document or authorization in this case. Clicking next on that one, I can review all the information there that we have submitted. I can check the values there, what we have entered for each item, valuation information, a special procedure code 4000, and its preferential origin. Going next from here, I can actually submit the declaration. Once we submit the declaration, I can refresh the values here, and the message is successfully received, and we can see the duties applicable in this case, because the tariff preferential origin is 00, and there's no VAT or custom duties, and this is our MRN. And if we want to see the details, we can see the details of the declaration, we can see the notifications from HMRC, we can refresh for any notifications, we can download the PDF version, and we can clone the declaration if you want to make a new declaration by changing few values, amend the declaration manually, or if we need to use the notification, very rarely use, or cancel the declaration. Thank you very much for watching the video. Well, hopefully we'll cover a few more scenarios in different videos. Thank you.